I told him, I don't know, just go out the front door and turn left. It's the third building on the left. That was 3 hours ago. By now, he should be there. She says, you don't understand. My husband is missing. I haven't seen him in 3 days. He says, well, I'm sorry, ma'am, but the person that I spoke with was definitely your husband. Definitely. She says, are you sure? He says, absolutely positive. No one calls me at 3 a.m. asking for directions to a train station unless they retrying to run away from something or someone. She says, well, he must have been trying to get away from me because I haven't laid a hand on that man in 2 weeks. We haven't even been intimate in months. If anything, we've been trying to work on our marriage, going to counseling and stuff like that. He says, oh, so you want me to try calling him again? She says, yes, please. But my husband isn't answering his phone. He says, well, maybe I can help you with that. And he gives her a different number. She says, that's not his number. He says, that's the only number I have, ma'am. I wish I could help you further, but I really gotta get going here. I got a wife and kids and I'm already late for work. Have a nice day. And he hangs up. So the woman looks down at the paper and the only number that she has is the guy's number. She dials it and says, hello, Mr. Know-it-all. It's me again, and I need your help. I need you to call my husband again and see if he is there and ask him where he is and what the hell he is doing. He says, look, lady, I don't have time for this. I already gave you the number. If you don't believe me, check your phone. It's right there. She says, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude. I'm just worried sick about my husband. He's never gone this long without calling me, but I just want to know if he's okay. Is that too much to ask? He says, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And he hangs up. So she starts driving over to his parents' house because she knows that if anyone would know where her husband is, it would be his parents. But before she could get there, she gets a call on her cell phone and it's an unknown number. She answers the phone and says, hello. A man on the other end says, is this Stacy? She says, no. This is Lisa, who's asking. He says, okay, Lisa, do you know where Scott is? She says, no, I don't. If you know where he is, please tell me. He says, I'm at a train station right now, but I don't know which train station. I just got off a train and I saw a note on the seat next to me and it said, this is Scott's usual seat. He's running late. He'll be here soon. I thought it might have been his wife, so I pulled up the number on my phone and called it. She says, really? So you're at a train station, huh? And I assume that means that you're waiting for my husband. He says, yeah. She says, well, you're gonna have to wait a little longer because he's not coming. He says, what do you mean not coming? She says, he's not coming because he's dead. Then she tells him all the details. How she had found out about his affair. How she confronted him, how he admitted to it, and then he tried to leave town. She says, and now I know why, because you were helping him pack his things. You were the one who helped him leave. He says, I wasn't helping him pack his things, I swear. I was just helping him find clothes that he could pawn so he could get some money. He said he was going to run away and start a new life somewhere else, but I told him that wasn't a good idea. I mean, even though I was mad at his wife, I didn't want him to die out there alone. So I told him I could lend him some money instead. He refused it at first, but then I insisted, and then I took him to the train station myself. She says, "Oh, so you were there with him when he boarded the train?" He says, "Yeah." She says, "Well, then you know which train he took and where he's headed." He says, I don't know. He decided last minute to take a different route than the one that I suggested. He was on the phone with somebody, and I guess that's when he decided to change his plans. I asked him where he was going, but he just told me to forget about it. Then he hung up and he disappeared. She says, "So you have no idea which train he took or where he's headed?" He says, "Nope." She says, "Well, thank you anyway. I appreciate you helping me." He says, "Hey, no problem, lady. Anytime." And they hang up. So she keeps driving, eventually arriving at Scott's parents' house, where she proceeds to knock on the door. The old couple opens up the door and they invite her in. They ask her where Scott is, and she tells them that she doesn't know. His mum says, "Oh, honey, he left us a note earlier today saying that he was going on a trip and that we shouldn't worry, he'll be back soon." Just then, the phone rings and his dad picks it up. He listens for a second and then he says, "Oh, hello. Yes, I am his father. How is he? Oh, he's fine. Yes, that's right. He called this morning and he said that he was taking a trip, but we have no idea where he went." "Well, I'm sorry. You'll have to ask him yourself when he gets back." "All right, goodbye." He hangs up the phone and he turns to Lisa and says, "Do you know who that was?" She says, "No, who was it?" He says, "The police."